Well, let's get more on this now with Shaun Burnie, who's a nuclear specialist with Greenpeace East Asia. He joins us now from Castle Douglas in Scotland. Good to have you back with us, Shaun. Firstly, are you worried about the prospect of a potential nuclear meltdown at Zaporizhzhia?
Every reactor has the potential to suffer a catastrophic accident, and Zaporizhzhia is in a unique situation in the history of nuclear power, in the middle of a war zone with Russian military occupation. So yes, there is absolutely a potential for a severe accident. We don't know what range of possibilities that they would be, but basically those 6 reactors and the nuclear fuel, the spent fuel that's in the pools, are extremely vulnerable, particularly to the loss of cooling function. That could be a direct impact on one of the facilities, the structures of the safety buildings themselves. But more importantly, probably, is the ability to be connected to the external grid. And as you've reported, there's only one current line. If you lose that line, they have to rely on emergency diesel generators. And over the years, we've known that the Zaporizhzhia diesel generators, they were Russian supplied. There's serious doubts about their reliability. They're only designed to operate for a certain number of days. They only have fuel for about 7 days. They would then have to rely on batteries. So there's lots of things that can go wrong. And these are workers that for the last 6 months have been under Russian military occupation, intimidation, bullying. It's a terrible situation. And I'm afraid the situation is not that the radiological releases would be limited to 10 kilometers. If you take Fukushima, 40, 50 kilometers from the nuclear plant, there is evacuation. So yes, it's a very serious situation.
We know that events like this put nuclear power once again under the spotlight. Some advocates say it's necessary in order to fight the climate crisis. Others say it is a danger to humanity. What's your view on nuclear power? Should we be advocating it as a clean source of energy?
Well, the energy market is clear in its direction, and that is to go for renewables. They're cheaper, they're faster, and they don't run the risk of a catastrophic nuclear disaster. In terms of the safety of nuclear power plants, there are many, many problems with nuclear power from a safety point of view. Most of the reactor fleet around the world is aging. But at least 12 reactors in France are currently not operating because they're corroding. They're also incredibly expensive. So the question is, if you need to decarbonize the world, which is what we need to do to meet the climate emergency, you need to do it as fast as possible and as cheaply as possible. And that isn't nuclear power. And at the same time, you also, if you don't go down the nuclear route, you avoid that massive, massive security problem of what happens when you have nuclear power plants in war zones. And the situation today is in the Ukraine. Where in the future will we have conflict? The International Atomic Energy Agency is quite actively promoting around the world nuclear power plants, small modular reactors. Those are security issues that the industry tends to ignore.
Okay, Shaun Burnie, we will have to leave it there, but we really appreciate your analysis. Thank you again for joining us.